Well, folks, we're halfway along our Cape York adventure. We're standing in none other than, mate,
Gunshot Creek, mate, Tele Track. How good is Cape York, hey?
Mate, it's absolutely epic. We start off at Bramwell. We're going right to the tip of Cape York. Got a few people on this trip who have never been to Cape York before. We're taking the Dirty 30 as well. It's
also never been to Cape York before.
Never done Gunshot before, but that might change, I think.
I think so. She's looking hungry for it.
Oh, we're standing right at the bottom of Gunshot. I'm just about to take it down. This is the second ever obstacle the Dirty 30's done, and I don't know what I'm thinking right now, but folks, you better tune in and see exactly what happens, because right now, you can't see it, but I'm shaking. I'm pretty nervous, mate.
Mate, I'm ready to go. Let's do it, eh?
All right, let's get into it.
The Old Telegraph is a bucket list destination for every Aussie four-wheel driver. And this year, making it up here is even more special. You see, the entire Cape has been closed for months as part of a community ISO lockdown. But now, late in the season, it's been reopened to the public, and we wasted no time in getting up here. We're starting our journey up the Old Telly from one of our favourite overnight stops, Bramwell Station. And for this trip, we're going up to the most northern part of the continent, and we're taking two very special vehicles. Yes, folks, you've asked for it, and here it is, my dream four-wheel drive, the Dirty 30 Mark II. And it's about to take on the Cape. This build has been years in the making, and finally the 30 is ready to stretch its legs and take on one of the country's most legendary tracks. And joining the 30 for this adventure is none other than the Pony Lux, a budget super tourer built by Jocko and the crew for just $6,000. Here to prove that even Cape York is possible on a tight budget. A true Cape York adventure deserves an epic convoy. We've got just that on this trip, starting with our mate Ruben from DMW Industries in his Chop 200, with a massive 750mm extension and a custom canopy. Next up is Bailey from Maverick Campers, towing their compact and bush-ready Ranger forward fold camper. This capable little N70 HiLux is piloted by Kaido from Drifter Camping and Four Wheel Drive, complete with all the toys from Drifter Stockton range. Finally, we've got Jeremy from Direction Plus in another trick HiLux, fitted of course with our high-quality diesel pre-filter and catch can. Yep, it's a good-looking convoy, and with the Old Tele Track starting right here at Bramwell Junction, it's our last chance to fuel up and air down before we hit one of the best tracks you'll ever experience.
And there it is, Jocko, the point of no return, mate. As soon as you pass that sign, you're officially on the Old Tele Track.
Oh, stop it. I'm so excited. I'm just sitting here smiling. Every time I pass that sign, I turn into a little kid again.
Well, mate, I'm loving it. The 30's going so well at the moment. Look, I haven't ironed everything out at the moment. I mean, windows are down, I've got no aircon. I'm hot as all buggery, covered in dust, but like you, mate, just smiling from ear to ear.
That's it. Oh, this would be the first proper tough trip for the 30, wouldn't it?
It is the very first, look, this is actually kind of funny, but the first real off-road obstacle is probably about 2 kilometres ahead, Palm Creek, so look out, mate, hold on to your hat.
How good's that? Well, I'll tell you what, I'm following you along in the Pony, and I've got aircon in here. It's nice and cool, and let's see if she keeps up, eh? You're never going to hear the end of it if the Pony outdrives you on this. I hope you know that. Yeah, look, you got aircon, big deal. And I can't believe you got a $3,000 truck and you got aircon, and I've spent 4 years building this and I still don't have aircon. But let's see how she goes anyway, mate. Righto, mate, I reckon we might even have to put some beers on the line if I smoke you on this track, eh?
Mate, carton on Palm Creek. You're twin locked, so am I. Yeah, let's just see what happens, eh?
Sounds like a plan. You are on, and the 30 is in trouble.
The Old Tele Track starts in earnest just a few minutes up the road from the roadhouse, with the crossing of Palm Creek. There's one scary entry and an even more committing exit, but late in the season, it's looking a lot more drivable than it has in past years. This is going to be the first real four-wheel drive challenge for the new Dirty 30. What a shakedown.
All right. Oh, this is exciting. Very exciting. I'm actually a little bit nervous.
Whoa, 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 whoa! I did
Yes!
here, mate.
Don't do it! Steep. Very steep.
Bit right. Yep.
Very steep. That is extremely steep. This has gotten steeper. There's no doubt about it. Everything just falling off my seat. Look at the brakes. Look at the control. Look at this rig. Oh!
Loves it.
That was the easiest and smoothest run I've ever done down there before. What challenge? First
Easy
vehicle
done.
I've ever had that's got brakes. That was amazing. I don't even know why four-wheel driving's so scary. First bit of mud, boys, just everyone
punch it.
Close your eyes. I'm gonna go.
What would Daryl do?
What would Daryl do? He would send it. Hope you're taking notes, mate, because that was a perfect 10 out of 10 if we were scoring that. That was just beautifully done, well executed. You see how smooth I was on the throttle. Now, try and do your best, mate.
I've got 2 words for you. Watch this. The pony on Palm Creek, she's ready.
Yeah, it doesn't matter which line he takes, he's so narrow, he'll fit through anything.
And down I go. Oh, there's that.
Oh, that point's off the shore.
Oh, I just broke it.
Oh, right, he's broken it already.
I thought it would fold in.
I knew my beers were safe, Jocko. Oh, mate, come on. Not in front of the boys.
Not in front of the boys. Oh.
You know, the most embarrassing thing is not at this, is I went and told the boys how good a driver you were, and now they're all laughing, so.
Oh, sorry, pony.
Well, Ruben's up next, mate. He is very wide.
Yeah,
That's
I did a
200.
mirror in the Lux and it was
And
narrow.
you're about half the width of his.
Coming up to the edge now, nearly to the point of no return.
Yep. A little bit more that way, mate. Yep. That is about as wide as you'd want.
Got a bit of weight behind her.
Whoa.
Oh yeah, the hippo.
Yes.
Skinny
You
thoughts.
did a better drive than Jock.
Job's on.
Whoa, there was millimetres in that.
Thank you.
You didn't break your mirror?
No.
Oh, okay.
Look at
Okay. No, if you want to get
Oh.
the cab, you could
Did
give
you want to have a
Jocko.
look in there? Yeah, I might.
Give Jocko
Yeah.
some advice or something, I don't know. Right, Bailey, you're up, mate.
Big camper
Got
trailer.
the camper trailer. Now,
Yep.
one of the big things with a camper trailer on angles like this, you get the vehicle down all right, but the camper trailer might dig into the bottom, so he's almost got to give it a little bit when he gets to the bottom. He doesn't want to get stuck on that tow hitch. That's good. There we, yeah,
Perfect.
that's it.
Yep.
Point of no return.
Yeah, there you go.
The old telly is pretty unforgiving when it comes to departure angles, but the camper seems to be taking this one on with no dramas at all. That's a good sign for the track ahead.
That's it. That's it. Well done, mate. Well done.
Righto, time for the next HiLux. Let's see if Kaido can take better care of his mirrors than Jocko.
Yep, that's steep, eh?
You can come a bit left if you want, Kaido.
Holy
Yep.
dooly. Easy on the
Easy
down
as.
low.
Idle's down.
Last man on the challenge is Jeremy.
Look at that.
Down I go.
Beautiful.
Loves
So
it.
easy. All right, let's get the hard bit. Here we go. Now the real challenging bit, Palm Creek. Like in previous years, it's been an absolute nightmare, but this year, I reckon we've got half a shot at this. Better not stuff this up as well, because Jocko, he would love to outdrive me.
Straight up. I don't even need to spot you. Up you go. Loves it. Straight up. Straight up.
Folks, I reckon it's official. The 30 is an absolute weapon.
Wow. How was
It's a little
that?
animal. Yes. What a beast. That is so good when it just works.
First challenge in the 30, eh? How good?
Oh, I'm so excited, mate. I'm so excited.
That's
just
awesome.
It did exactly what I wanted it to do.
Yes, drove it.
Drove it.
Twin lock,
Yes.
35s, auto. Well done, mate.
Yes, I'm so excited, mate. I shouldn't be so excited. It wasn't that hard this year round, but just anytime you drive Palm Creek,
Yep.
it's a big,
Big
bloody,
tick.
big tick.
Oh, now the pony's turn, eh?
Good luck. Well, Jocko's up in the Lux, and I'm very excited about this drive because if he stuffs it even in the slightest, he owes me a beer at camp, and that beer's going to taste pretty good, I reckon.
Righto, it's time for the pony to strap the feed bag on. I still have to pick a line, even though it's dry. I'm going to try and come up the rock step, sort of straddle it a bit in the middle, but we'll see how we go.
Don't forget this car is only on 29-inch tyres. Wheel it hard, mate.
Oh, yeah, he knows off the wheel.
Yeah! Go the pony, loves it. Make me proud.
The big 200.
His previews tucked in.
Yep.
Oh,
That's it. That's
got
it. Yeah.
There we go.
He did some things and there was some dust and I got excited.
I think he got scared, put his foot down. I wouldn't blame him.
But he got up, so it's the main thing.
Exactly right. I think the dust ain't going to settle till the wet season comes through. That's the top end, Joe.
I thought you were going for a bit of a crawly boy for a second there. I was like, yes, perfect.
No, all he was he was just spooling it up.
Yeah. Oh, wow.
Should be alright. Just gotta stick to this right hand side bank and just watch the heck out of the trailer.
I reckon he's got half a shot.
Yeah.
He's got a rear lock of this thing.
Yeah, he does, yeah.
Bobby, yep, come
Yep,
in.
yep. Yep.
Drive it. Drive it.
That's it. That's it.
Keep going, don't stop here.
Now turn. Stop. Almost.
Almost. I think that was so close, I might have to winch this.
Get the big 200 back and
I think we'll just winch you straight up, you connect up to the 200, perfect anchor. That's the other thing, winching off another vehicle, you can set the anchor exactly where you like.
you only need to come probably maybe, a metre or two?
Yeah, a metre or two and you'll be out.
Reuben backs up his big rig so we can use the rear winch. How good are those next-gen Clearview mirrors on the 200? We're just a few Ks into 100 plus kilometres of low-range driving, so taking it a bit easy and opting for the recovery gear is a sensible option here. What's good for the car is also good for the camper, and with a short run on the winch, we've got them both up and out of the creek in no time.
Right, hallelujah.
Yep.
That's it, Kaido, well done, mate.
Easy.
Loves it.
Oh, close before the dust.
Up it goes.
Next way! Red hot! That's one way to do it.
Well, there we go, mate.
Palm Creek.
A stack of entertaining drives and your drive as well. Palm Creek done.
How good's that, eh? First real challenge on the Tele Track as well.
I know, mate. I'm just
30
stoked.
loved it.
It works, so I can't wait to do my first proper river crossing too. There's not going to be a lot of water around, but
That's
it's
okay.
a lot of fun.
That's okay.
Let's get into it.
Righto.
On our journey up the track, we'll be crossing many creeks and rivers, and it's these crossings that make the Tele so iconic and even more fun to drive and camp on. The place changes massively from season to season and year to year. From treacherous muddy creeks to crystal clear crossings, all you need to know is pack your boardies and hope your vehicle is watertight. The track itself follows the old telegraph line that once connected Australia to the world, and there's plenty of history on offer. Our next big challenge is going to be Gunshot Creek. We've got a lot of kilometres to cover first, and we'll camp tonight somewhere south of it, next to the river. The convoy is soon flexing its way along the track, and the prospect of a cold beer is getting closer.
Well, mate, nice and warm inside the cab of the old Dirty 30 and covered in red dirt, having a ball. I reckon, it's that time of day. What do you reckon?
Yeah, it's been like that. It's a cracker of a day, but I'm still in relative comfort in the aircon of the pony. But what do you reckon? Head to camp?
Stop rubbing it in, mate. I reckon we find a camp near a waterhole somewhere and I need to push some of this red dirt off.
Our camp for the night is Dalhunty Creek, one of the many great campsites en route, but this one is a little off the main track and just a little bit quieter. Cape York camping etiquette is to crack a beer before you set up camp, and I'm not about to argue with that. I'm loving this new hard shell rooftop tent from Drifter, and Reuben's also become a convert after seeing Kaido and I use it on our last trip to Fraser Island. Meanwhile, Bailey's got the Ranger forward fold up in just a few minutes, and soon a flashy looking kitchen is springing up complete with attached table. With the camp set up, it's time to kick back and enjoy a Cape York sunset. And tonight, I've got a very special treat in mind for the boys.
Well, boys, Cape York, eh?
Unreal.
It's just
Unreal.
so good to travel back to places like this and just set up a bit of canvas.
Yep.
Far out. And the only thing I could make tonight better, mate, is a gourmet feed.
Gourmet.
Yeah, big time.
So
I'll
you're
pull
not
out the big
cooking, are
words.
you? Yeah.
I'm going to cook.
Oh, okay.
And look, put it this way. Sometimes you've been out bush for a little while, you feel like, I don't know, you feel like a little bit of grubby food. Like something like a bit
I'm
of
a grub anyway, so I feel like
bit of
grub
dirty
all the
bird
time.
or a bit of something like that.
Yum, yum, yum.
Well,
That sounds good.
Mate, I'm telling you what, Bailey, if I can borrow the camper trailer, mate, I saw that kitchen. When you pulled that out today, I thought, holy heck, I could make a mess in that. I'm going to cook up. one of those meals you'll definitely remember. You'll definitely remember it tomorrow morning anyway. All right, let me get into it.
Righto.
Pay close attention, folks, because this meal is going to be all time.
Well, how good is this? Dalhunty, right beside the creek. It's about 7 kilometres off the main Old Tele Track, and it's a beautiful little campsite. You're never going to see a soul down here. And I'll tell you what, we've just set up an absolute beautiful little camp.
How
Jocko.
good is this, eh? What a
Mate.
stunning part of the world.
I've never been here this late in the season, and yeah, it's a little bit drier, but you get camps like this all to yourself,
Yeah,
and it's
absolutely.
just
I'll cheers to
fantastic.
that. Cheers, mate.
Cheers, cheers, cheers. Now, Jocko, there's one thing you and I have that when we finish a trip, we like to go into town, and what do we like to do?
Bit of dirty bird.
A little bit of, look, sometimes you've been in the bush for a few weeks, you just want to get out there and rip your laughing gear around something really tasty, a little bit moist.
Yep.
And tonight, mate, you don't have to wait until you get to town, because
Have
tonight
it now.
I'm bringing Dirty Bird to us.
I'm so excited.
Well, if you could jump in the mic, Coleman, mate, and grab
What have we
out
got
this
in here?
chicken breast.
There's a lot of chicken in
I know, I made it because, mate, we're not going to muck around tonight. It's proper Dirty Bird triple stackers coming live straight from Dalhunty Creek, and it doesn't get much better than this. And to have a camper trailer, mate, set
Yeah.
up like
You got
this.
the kitchen there, and
I've got a stainless steel kitchen ready to use. I know it's a big mess here tonight, I'm not going to lie.
do you want me to? I'm going to put these over here
Well,
until you're ready.
let's just start off with one set of breast fillets at a time. Right. So what you want to pretty much do.
It's just. Are you just cutting them in half, or
What I should do is just, if you get a nice sharp knife, you can do this. Just wash yourselves, and just basically trying to just cut. I'm trying to cut little fillets out like that.
Yeah.
So they're nice and thin, so they're going to cook nice and easy. Sometimes
What are you doing there?
That's a little trick.
What's that do?
Tenderises the breast, and you need to do that sometimes.
I love
eh?
a tender breast, to be honest. Like,
Well, you do, don't you?
I do,
Jocko?
yeah.
So to make this work properly, what I'm going to do here, and I'm going to do this really easy. This is a little tip. If you're cooking in the bush here and you want to do a bit of a batter, like say, mate, you might be wanting to do a fish or triple stackers, whatever you're trying to do. Use little Glad bags.
Ooh,
These little guys here. So
Yep.
open this up. Open this up.
Give me that. I'll do it.
I'm going to go
Watch
straight
this.
into the Mike Allman here.
Yeah.
All right.
What are you going to?
Just hold that open.
Hold
That's the
the-
key. That's the key. All right. So
One.
one.
Have you ever done that one-handed, boy?
I can do that.
I can't do it.
Can't you?
Never
Watch
been
this.
able to.
That's
sick.
That's chef school.
Yeah.
A lot of shell.
I didn't go to
lot of
chef
shell
school.
went in there. So, breadcrumbs. Just get the cheapest breadcrumbs. I find them the best sometimes. While I'm thinking about it, I cook chicken on here. I cut chicken up. So
Yeah,
turn
flip him round.
that over.
Mate, I've almost made a meringue here.
Oh, that's what you want. You're doing good. You're doing good. Moroccan spice. So I'm going to basically put a fair bit of Moroccan spice in. Moroccan spice goes with chicken. Simple as that. About that much. Heaps. Quick sip of the Iron Jack. So what we're going to do here, you're going to open your little sack up, Jocko. I'm going to basically start feeding a bit of breast.
Yeah.
So what I'm going to do is basically put a fair bit in,
Yep.
close that up, and give it the old shake and bake.
Yep. Whoa.
We're just trying to basically coat all that chicken with the egg, so then we can put it in with the breadcrumbs. The breadcrumbs will stick to the chicken. We've got ourselves a basic batter. What I'm going to get you to do,
Yeah.
if you can put all the chicken breasts back into there, because
Yep.
now we're going to coat them up. I'm going to get
do
this
that.
going. So I'm basically using a bit of vegetable oil. I'm going to pour that straight into the Baduri camp oven. At the same time, I've got another little plate in here. I'm going to turn that on. This is the bonus. Like cooking with a kitchen, it just makes life so much easier. All right, that is looking really good. Got that on. Jocko, just slow down. Slow down.
Mate, your instructions were put the chicken in the bag. You didn't say mix it up, so I'm just getting into it. Just
all you need to do,
no, shake it up.
mix it as you go,
there you
because
go.
otherwise all
No.
your stuff's going to be stuck at
That's
the bottom.
a you problem, not a me problem. Because I got all this.
Well, I've never had to do this many stackers before, to be
a
honest
lot
with
of
you.
stackers.
It is a lot. So basically, I'm going to pour that upside down. There we go.
Yeah,
I'm
there
gonna,
you go. Job's on
I'm
there.
gonna do
Look at
that.
that. Shake and bake, baby.
I hope Bailey doesn't get upset if I make a lot of mess here. What I'm going to do is I'm going to jump in the microwave again. I've got some bacon, so you cannot have a chicken burger without a little bit of bacon. Oh, that bacon is starting to look good, mate.
Smells good.
As soon as you put bacon on a hot pan,
Yep.
bang, and that stove gets hot so fast.
What do you reckon of this?
Oh, yeah, you've done all right. That's
Yeah.
exactly how I wanted it. So now, open that up. Let's put that straight in the
Righto.
pan because we've got nice and hot right now. Come on, bring it
Hey,
in.
you grab him out. I'll
Right,
hold
so
it.
what we're doing, we're getting seasoned little breast fillets. Oh, look at that.
Yum, yum, yum.
Oh, that is bacon.
How's that looking, mate?
Good,
Smells
mate.
good from over here.
Oh, far out. I'll tell you what, any more cooked, mate, put a fork in it.
Are we ready
done.
for the bread, you reckon?
I reckon so. I get that done because I need to make a sauce and all
Righto.
sorts of stuff.
How good's this though? Little pantry. I might call Ruben over to chop up some of these bread rolls.
Far out.
Look at this. They've got all this food.
That is a game changer, mate. You get yourself one of those.
I might even steal some of this food out of here, to be honest. Here you go, mate. Do you mind chopping them up on the...
No worries, mate.
You got a kitchen in the big 200, you could probably...
Job's on.
Yeah, job's on for sure.
Look at that, look at that. What I'm going to do now is something very special because you can't have triple stackers without a proper sauce. And now, this is one of the bonuses about having a kitchen. Just get yourself in here. You've got storage galore. I'm going to make it basically a spicy mayo. Here, give us a go.
Yeah,
Give us a go.
just give it a little bit more than that.
No,
You
we'll
spilled a
put
bit.
we'll put a fair bit in here,
You've got some everywhere.
Oh, far out.
Yeah, that was-
Every now and again, you're gonna get that. Well, you're gonna put a little bit of sriracha. We're gonna make this a chili mayo. This is the cool thing. Equal amounts of mayo into a little bit of chili. So I'm basically gonna put a fair bit in there because
and
we
then
want to
this
do
one
that.
too?
Just not heaps.
Just a little
not
bit.
heaps. Not heaps. Like 2 spoonfuls if you
Yeah,
like.
that's about...
A bit more.
Bit more
than
than
that. Yeah. A little bit more than that. That's heaps. See what it tastes like. Hopefully spicy, but imagine that with triple stacker.
If anything, you'll probably do it a little bit... Oh, no, there it is.
You got
Yum.
it? A little bit of
Yep,
spice?
a little bit of spice, that's good. Not too much, just a
Right.
little bit.
If that's the case, I'm going to put a little bit more in.
Yep.
There's the sauce done.
Sauce
Simple
is
as that.
on.
Oh, look at that. This is looking so good, folks. If you could only smell what we can smell. We've got bacon, we've got chicken. That's like, look at that for chicken. That is looking so good.
Oh,
They
look
are
at that.
done.
Bread rolls.
Oh, are these for... How good is that?
Cracking onto it, mate.
How about we build some burgers? Thanks, Ruben. How about we build some burgers first? And
Done,
then,
done.
righto.
You can't start a triple stacker without a stack. Cheese? No.
Like me, doesn't look the best, but it does the job.
Another round,
Yep,
another round
another
of
round
chicken.
of chicken.
Another
Get that
round
on
of chicken.
there.
Put that
That's an
straight
oily
on
boy.
top.
Yeah, get that
straight
on there.
on top.
Yum, yum, yum.
Another stacker.
Yeah, another stacker.
And a tiny bit of tomato as well.
I just
Did
dropped more.
you cut these?
Yeah, I did.
Bit of bacon, simple as that.
I need to put this down in a second.
One more stacker, come on.
One more stacker.
No, we can't chill out right yet. Oh no! Oh, come on, Jocko,
Hang
hold
on,
it together,
hang on.
mate. Hold, you got one
Let me
job,
fix
mate.
this. Let me fix this. Ah, it's hot.
A little bit of sriracha on top
Yep.
of that. Well, that is looking good. Get the boys in. Let's build their stackers up. Triple stackers for the boys. And we didn't put any.
Oh, don't worry about it. I don't...
Put a bit of green on.
bit of
green.
garnish.
Yeah, you got to do it. You got to do it. You got to do it. Boys, get
boys,
on
come
here.
in. Oh,
Fire.
it's falling apart.
How often in the bush do you get triple stackers? This is.
Oh, it's
Oh
just
wow! Wow!
Yum, yum, yum. Let's
How
give
good
this
is
a go, eh?
Jocko, mate, what do you reckon?
I think I've nearly finished mine already.
I know you've just inhaled it. A triple stacker is just gone down. He's
I
like,
love
he's like a
triple
get it.
stacker.
You just
Yeah.
straight down.
So
Boys,
good.
what do you reckon? You reckon?
Great.
Yep.
Right, just hitting hard.
Far out.
Love it,
I've
got
got
it.
a bit of a job on here.
There's a fair bit going on. There's a fair bit going on. Run the Maverick, mate, and you can't make a better burger than
No,
that.
definitely not.
You don't need to be in town to enjoy the best of. This is all right,
Yeah.
isn't it? Isn't
Bit
it?
of dirty bird. Yeah.
Far out.
outstanding.
That'll do, mate. Let's go around the fire and
Righto.
enjoy this.
Sounds good.
I want to grab that.
Day one of the track couldn't have gotten any better, but tomorrow we're taking on the big one, Gunshot Creek, and I can't wait for that. Whether or not I drive it in the 30, well, I think I better sleep on that one. There's nothing better than waking up to the sound of a clear flowing river, but there's an air of quiet anticipation around the camp as we prepare to take on one of the biggest challenges of the Old Telegraph Track. We've got some capable rigs this year, and taking the main line of Gunshot Creek is a real possibility for the entire convoy. And yep, if you look closely, you can see the nerves are starting to build. In this part of the world, you've got to pick your swimming spots carefully. Fortunately, there's a perfect option right next to camp, but first, we've got to get camp packed up. Now this is Cape York Living. What a perfect spot to cool off before we get on the track. The convoy might be smelling good now, but the nervous sweat is about to begin. And for me, in particular, the prospect of putting my new pride and joy, the Dirty 30, on the line.
This section always reminds me that Gunshot is next.
Yeah, absolutely, mate. Yeah, obviously, there's a stack of different lines you can choose from at Gunshot. Some are quite easy. Some are absolutely insane, mate. What do you reckon you got to choose?
Oh, look, I reckon the pony will have to give the big dog a go, but the real question is, mate, what's the 30 going to do?
Oh, I was kind of worried that you're going to say that. Yeah, I'm not sure, mate. Look, I'm just thinking a nice medium grade entry into Gunshot.
Sean, I'm only going to say this to you once. You've been building that car for 4 years. If you don't take it down the big dog, I think we need to have a sit down and look over your man card.
Let's just have a look at Gunshot when we get there, mate. I'm making no promises. And look, the car wants to do it. I'm not sure I do.
Sooner than I would have liked, the creek is up ahead, and with it the main line of Gunshot, perhaps the most iconic four-wheel drive challenge in all of Australia. A sheer drop into the mud that offers no backing out once you commit to it. And suddenly, the 30 is looking pretty small in comparison.
Oh, stop it. There she is, eh?
Oh my goodness, have a look at that.
That is a drop off, mate.
Doesn't get much smaller is one of the things you'll notice about Gunshot.
And it's way worse in the car too when you start doing it.
Oh mate, it's one thing to stand here, it's another thing to get a vehicle up there. Luckily this year we don't have to do it, there's no pressure to do it obviously, we can back out now.
Can we though? I mean, you're already lined up, the 30's there.
Oh,
I'm right behind you.
You know, like 10 minutes ago I was saying it was a definite no. There's no chance I'm going to drive this.
Yep.
I just didn't want to put my vehicle, I just took it for its first real run off road yesterday in Palm Creek. Here we are at Gunshot.
I can say, hand on my heart, if you don't want to drive this, I will never hold it against you.
No, that's a lie. I know that's a lie, mate. Oh. Oh.
Let's give it a go, eh? Let's get some recovery gear ready.
Let me test the mud down the bottom first.
Righto, okay. I'll watch you go down.
Oh. Just like that, that's how you do that. That is really steep. Yeah, look, it doesn't look any easier down the bottom, let me tell you that. Folks, what would you do in this situation? At the moment, I can still back out. If Jocko moves and all the other boys reverse the camper trailer up, I can still back out. What would you do in this situation? Drive Gunshot? Boys, what would you do? I think the tribe has spoken. All right, I've prepped the run, I've got it out. I've just got it here straight on my little aerial. Every single time I've ever tried this, I've got stuck at the bottom because there's a heap of mud down there. It's pretty straight into that mud. So, you know, I'm gonna give it a go, but I'm definitely gonna get all the recovery gear ready, even get the camera car parked around. So if I do get stuck, I can winch off the back of it. So, fingers crossed, eh? It's not good. This doesn't feel good at all. Is that good, Jock?
Front starting to edge down now.
I mean, just a touch, you're right. Yep, beautiful. There she comes.
Go, Cotto, go.
Well, that was pretty terrifying, but as smooth as it could be. As I suspected, I'm sitting firmly on my bull bar, so there's no driving out of this one.
Holy heck.
Ruben's piloting the camera car, and the boys soon have me hooked up and ready to recover.
We're pulling now. Beautiful.
Woo! That was pretty wild. Well done, folks. Gunshot in the 30. Tell you what, that was something.
Props to you taking a brand new vehicle down there.
Mate, well, you got to back it up now.
Yeah, I'll take the pony down, but now I'm a little bit more nervous. I was talking a big game before.
And the good thing about Gunshot, you can guarantee there's going to be a bit of a crowd. So
100%. And there
very few
is.
people egging you on, I'd reckon.
Righto, we're gonna go, eh?
Oh, far out. I need to wash my pants.
Jock soon got the Runva spooled out. He's also attaching a snatch strap as a second recovery option. Good luck, mate.
Not gonna lie, I G'd Sean up a fair bit, but now that it's my turn, I'm a little bit more nervous.
Okay, that's it, mate. Look at that flexible stuff.
I'm about to take a stock HiLux, still standard suspension, 29-inch tyres down Gunshot. I'm sweating bullets. This is gonna be fun, or it's gonna end badly.
Tell you what, it looks a lot bigger when you're up the top there. He's nice and narrow though. I reckon he's got half a shot. He might get stuck at the bottom, but he's prepared. So we'll call him through. Let's see what happens. All right, Jocko, how you feeling, mate?
Mate, I'm shaking and sweating, but I'm good to go.
Okay, to the left, yep. That's it, perfect. Straighten up, yep.
Down I go.
Yeah! Well done, Jocko.
Time for the pit crew to swing into action.
Yeah, that's it. Bring it back. Slowly, slowly, slowly. That'll do ya. All right, hold on. Get everyone out of the way.
The budget Lux has survived Gunshot. Nice work, mate. Now, Ruben might be in one of the biggest four-wheel drives we've ever taken up the old telly, but he's determined to take the 200 down Gunshot.
Didn't come all this way, not to give her a crack.
The challenge is pretty damn narrow, and as he gets closer, it seems there's a real possibility that the 200 might simply not fit into the gully. And as soon as those front tyres line up to the edge, I think it's safe to say it's a no-go.
Nah, all right. If you can back out, Ruben. Yeah. Yeah, I'm going to call it. I'm going to call it. Sorry.
Ruben is definitely a bit gutted to not get a chance at the challenge,
she's sweet.
but getting the 200 wedged into Gunshot is not a fun thought. Fortunately, there's other lines to take around the creek, and the 200 lives to fight another day. Speaking of long vehicles, Bailey has put a hand up to give Gunshot a crack. I guarantee this will be pretty wild.
All right, just a touch, drivers. Touch. Yeah, mate, you're perfect. It's all you now. The fraction drivers. Fraction.
Yeah, he's got it. Down he comes.
That's it, drive it.
What a
I
way!
reckon turn it off, eh?
I'm gonna go back a bit.
Can anyone even reach that?
Well, I can't reach it, I'm out.
Can he go?
Or should I go back?
I don't think you'll be able to go back.
Oh, he's probably turn it off soon, eh?
Left, right.
There you got it.
There you go. Got it.
Tell him to shut his motor off.
Right, put in neutral and turn the motor off.
Come back, Ruben.
Yeah, I'm just passenger.
Keep going. Stop.
Just nice and slow. Bailey in neutral, mate.
Yeah, ready to go when you are.
The vehicle might be in the creek with its wheel off the ground, but the camper is still on level ground up the top. It's going to take a bit of convincing with a snatch strap to get the front out of the mud.
Here it comes. Way! How insane is that? The trailer was caught up here, so we needed to give it a fair old recovery to get it unloosed. As soon as we got it loose, the trailer was in the air going down Gunshot. That was one of the most insane things I've seen up here. Looks like it's in one piece too. Holy heck.
Yep, if you want to show your trailer can handle off-road conditions, you can't do much better than sending it off Gunshot.
Touch the left, mate. Yep. That's it, stay on that. And a little bit of right. Yep, one more. Right, front's going over. You ready to go?
Holy.
Down you come.
Oh.
Oi. No.
Oh, shut it off.
Right, grab it.
Nice it down, mate.
Holy dude. Holy. Oh my god. Bro, look, I'm literally suspended here.
Yeah, winch in, Carter.
Holy.
Front was doing all the work. How good's that? There you go.
Now, we've yet to see anyone actually drive out of Gunshot on their own steam, but maybe Jeremy is the bloke to do it.
Right, last vehicle of the convoy. Jeremy's up next. Right, mate, you're looking good. Just a little bit towards your driver. A little bit. That's your ticket. Holy heck.
Nicely done, mate.
Well done, well done. Watch out, everyone.
Oh, that was interesting.
Got a bit of water in your side, I think.
Oh no! He's done a Jocko.
Must be a HiLux thing doing mirrors in Cape York, typically the driver's side mirror.
Jocko gunshot, big tick.
Yep.
I'll tell you what, Jeremy probably came the closest to driving that out of anyone. He went down, the front sort of came forward. I thought for a second he was going to outdo us all there.
Yeah, tell you what though, I reckon the 30, first time down Gunshot, happy days, eh?
Hopefully it won't be the last, mate,
Yeah.
because this place is pretty special. And as you can see, you've got to come here and at least see Gunshot. There's bypass tracks all around if you don't want to actually drive that line. There's easier lines.
Yeah.
Definitely come down and have a look. It's worth maybe coming down and see other people have a go. But either way, mate, we've got more challenges to do.
Heaps more creek crossings, heaps more swims.
We're just getting started.
Yep, let's do
go.
it, eh?
With Gunshot under our belts, we're about to get started on the northern half of the Old Tele Track. This part of the track is home to some of the biggest and deepest river crossings, and it starts with this one right here, Scrubby Creek.
Look at this. Look at this big water crossing. This has got a good little test for the seals, the Dirty 30. You're up to the bonnet. Nice and deep. Yeah.
Oh, this is deep. And there's the water. Go to Luxie.
Jocko, get used to that, mate. The water crossings are only going to get deeper from here on.
Up in Cape York, you can be almost guaranteed you're going to go through a stack of really deep water crossings, even late in the season like we are now. Some of those water crossings are way over bonnet, and look, it can happen. You can either pick up some dirty diesel, you can actually get water from some of the crossings into your fuel tank. The problem is you keep driving, you don't notice it. That water will go make its way up into like the pump and injectors. It can cause heaps of damage, especially if you've got a modern diesel vehicle. So one of the things that we recommend, in fact, it's not even like a nice little upgrade to have, it's a must-have accessory when you come to places like this, is to get yourself a secondary fuel filter. Now, the pre-line pre-filters like the one Jeremy's running are really good because they actually have an alarm that'll sound. As soon as you get water into that system, a little light will start to flash, an alarm will go off, you'll know you've got water in your fuel system. You can quickly get out, check it, empty that water out of the fuel bowl and keep on driving, which can save you tens of thousands of dollars in really expensive repairs. If you've ever priced up new injectors or a fuel pump for a common rail diesel, you'll know just how expensive they are. Let's just say that the pre-line pre-filters, well, they're really cheap insurance and really a must-have accessory when you come up here to the top end.
After dropping down Gunshot, there's a few distressing smells in the various cabs of our convoy. So, next stop is to cool off at Elliott Falls, one of the best swimming holes in this part of the country.
So Sean's gone down for a swim with the boys, but I just hung back because I've got a little prank on a play on him. This is the 30's first trip, first proper tough trip anyway, and he's been super pedantic about every noise it's been making. As soon as it makes a weird noise, he'll stop and check it. So thought I'd do the old couple of cable ties on the tail shaft. I've had this done to me before in my other HiLux, and a bunch of you suggested it in the comments on a video we did. So if you do have any more cool pranks that I can do to Sean, make sure you leave them in the comments below. For now, I'm gonna get up to a bit of mischief.
Elliott Falls and Fruitbat Falls are two must-visit stops right near each other on the Old Tele Track. And with the temperature in the mid-30s today, the crew are pretty keen to spend some time cooling off.
How good's this? Soaking wet in the Dirty 30. Doesn't matter. Got waterproof seat covers, and if anything, it just keeps you cool down. You put the windows down, soaking wet. I do this on every single water crossing. Just jump in the 30, soaking, and it's like aircon for the first 10 minutes. So good. Hey, Jock, you copy, mate?
What happened? What's up, mate?
Well, what I thought was something seriously wrong with the 30 turns out to be a serious case of Jocko. Mates, eh?
Got it!
Cable ties, eh?
Ah, Jocko, it's safe to say I'm going to get you back, my friend, but for now, I reckon it's about that time of the day to park up the Forbies and get some relaxing in.
Mate, look, I'm thinking about a pretty big day today. Any day you sort of point your nose down Gunshot and have a drive, I think is worthy of getting to camp early and getting yourself a cold beer. What do you reckon?
Oh, stop it. That sounds outstanding. Lead the way.
Righto, mate.
Luckily for us, there's a perfect campsite not too far ahead. The camping on offer up here has got to be some of the best you'll find anywhere. We never get tired of the chance to camp on the old Tele Track. Now, we love showing off some cool camping kit, but check this one out on Kaido's rig. It's a spreader bar for their awning. It stops the water pooling up on your awning and lights up your camp. How good is that? Speaking of cool setups, this DMW fit out not only has a watertight toolbox, but Ruben is also running dual fridges, one for the food and one for the beers. And that's one of the reasons why he fits in so well with our crew. You've probably noticed already that Bailey isn't afraid to wheel his camper pretty hard, and it just goes to show that this is a pretty bushproof little unit with protection where it matters and features to keep the dust on the outside and not on the inside of the trailer. And how's that? Another cracking camp on the old Tele Track.
Just come in here and quickly turn on all the lights of the vehicle. Now, I've got the Red Vision system in the 30 here, and one of the really cool things about how I've set this up in the 30 is Red Vision doesn't need any switches wired up. So you don't need infusers wired up. It's got a distribution board, no relays. You can actually have up to 6 water tanks run off this one little system here, up to 10 different individual circuits run off here, and you can switch it all via this or via your phone on an app. So what does that mean when you're in places like Cape York? Well, basically, it means that you make your system more bushproof. I don't need to wire in any switches, so there's less complication with my system. I just know it works because it's red arc at the end of the day. And when you've got anything red arc in your four-wheel drive, you can just rely upon that. Now, when I want to turn anything on, it's just simple. The Red Vision system allows me to switch everything just via this little screen right here, or like I said before, just on my phone. I find that just so easy, but more importantly, there's nothing to go wrong because it's so simple. Far out to come here to Cape York, and everyone had a crack at Gunshot.
Winched Gunshot, happy days.
That'll do. Far out, Jeremy nearly drove it today. I thought for a second, split second, I thought, you've got this, man. I think the plan for tomorrow is we'll just continue tracking north. Now, it's later in the season, but I still have heard through the grapevine that some of those rivers are still quite high.
Yeah, definitely. Well, I mean, I've already been getting water in the HiLux just on little puddles, so the deeper crossings are coming, so...
Well, I can't wait, mate. I can't wait because my favourite part of the Tele Track is the second half, the northern part.
Yep.
So I just can't wait. And to get all the way to the tip, got a few people who haven't got their photo at the tip yet, so you've got to tick that box as well.
Definitely, mate, definitely. I'll cheers to that. Well, let's get into it, eh? And
Cheers,
get into the northern part
boys.
tomorrow. Cheers.
A couple more frothies and I reckon we call it, eh?
Today is going to be our final day on the old Tele Track. We've got a stack of big water crossings to take on before we make the barge across the Jardine. One of those crossings is Nolan's Brook, another of Australia's most iconic four-wheel drive challenges. Yep, it's going to be a good day. A big day deserves a big fitting breakfast, so time to harass the bloke with the biggest kitchen, I reckon.
Mate, that smells good.
Yes.
Sausages,
Yep.
I reckon that'll go with the bacon. We'll get all the boys together, make a big feed. We may as well use that kitchen. How come everything's so clean? There's no dust everywhere.
Nice. Good quality seals all around.
Mate, it's really held up well on this track. Like if you're gonna test a trailer to come here to the old Tele, that's where you're gonna find out strengths and weaknesses. But I'll tell you what, there's been no weaknesses, mate. This thing is
nothing
just
at all.
done everything at stride, including Gunshot.
She went straight down and loved it.
It did very well, mate. I've never seen a trailer go down Gunshot without its wheels touching Gunshot. That was spectacular, mate. And look, the trailer's held up, absolute treat. I mean, there's a bit of dust on the outside. You're going to get that. It's one of the most dusty places on earth, but the kitchen is spotless. Inside looks really clean. I mean, this is a great test for the camper, isn't it?
Yeah, 100%.
The second half of the old Tele Track has got stacks of water crossings.
Yeah.
So we've done a lot of the hard stuff now. There's a stack of challenges to come, but you've got a stack of really deep water crossings. So, mate, it's going to be absolutely awesome. You're going to have a real ball doing that sort of stuff.
Looking forward to it.
All right, we'll get those sausages on. I reckon I'll call the boys up, mate, and bring some wraps in, and we'll do breakfast in style. I'm not even sitting here. Yeah, that's us. That's us this morning.
Sweet.
You get those on, I'll call the boys, all right?
No worries.
Job's on, Bailey.
The Old Telegraph Track's big obstacles can be pretty hard on the gear, especially if you drive like Jocko, but even the 30 hasn't come through entirely unscathed.
It's official, I do have my first scratches on the Dirty 30 here, and I reckon if anything it's given it a little bit more character. A few pinstripes, nothing too crazy. The good news is the bar work has protected the vehicle. I've obviously ridden pretty hard on this bar. Panel is in good condition, which is exactly what you want. Just having a bit of a look, I've actually ridden down the wall pretty hard on that, but this is all coated in Raptor anyway, so when I do get back, if I do want to touch it up, I can just respray that just with some spray can anyway, and that'll come back good as new. But overall, the 30's going pretty good. Starting to look like a vehicle that's been used, which is exactly what you want. And for all those people who thought I'd never take this out of the shed, myself included, well, pretty happy to say it's going all right in the Tele Track.
Jocko's doing us proud in the Pony Lux, but look at the water coming out of that thing. But the leaks aside, the Lux has been a bit of a touring weapon, when with a budget canopy we put together in the shed, it really goes to show that just about any type of vehicle can come up and experience one of the best four-wheel drive destinations in Australia, Cape York. We're a long way from help out here, so staying on top of vehicle maintenance is a big deal. That means doing daily checks over your vehicle to stop small problems becoming big ones. Reuben has got this nifty little storage space built into his custom cab that houses an air compressor, which offers a perfect way to clean out air filters. Have a go at all that dust.
So a bit of a visual inspection each morning. You sort of get the habit of doing that when you're doing big trips, and everything's running really good. But I just noticed that this pipe off the intercooler looks like it's rubbing slightly on the backside of the bottle. Look, it probably wouldn't cause any big damage right away, but it's just something to keep in mind. You can usually tell when a vehicle's quite dusty, or you've driven it through a fair bit of mud or anything like that. Look for shiny bits. The shiny bits indicate something's rubbing, or something's fouling, or even something's worn through. Even a bolt's gotten loose, it'll sometimes go a little bit shiny. So just a visual look over the vehicle can save you a lot of heartache a bit later.
With vehicle checks done, it's time to hit the track, and right out of the gate we're onto our first crossing of the day at Cannibal Creek. As Kaido makes his way through the crossing, suddenly there's a problem. At first it looks like he might not have come in with enough momentum, but looking at those front wheels, I reckon there's a bigger problem. Kaido's really having to feed it here, and even with the rear locker on, the Lux is struggling to make it out. And that's exactly why you don't want to hang around in these river crossings. There's water all through the vehicle. Ah, that sucks, mate. It looks like the problem was the front diff not engaging, but it seems like an intermittent issue, so Kaido will just have to nurse it till the end of the track. To add to the dramas, his alternator has stopped working, so it means he's got limited battery power left. On the plus side, that means there's a new member in the No Aircon Club. Next crossing to tick off is Cannibal Creek with its unique U-turn. This one can get pretty tricky early in the season, but today it's an easy run.
That is such a cool little creek crossing. That just says Cape York to me. Got crystal clear blue water.
There really is nothing quite like the crossings here on the Old Telly, and I'd go as far to say they're the best in Australia. What do you reckon, folks? Have you seen better? All right, on to the next challenge, and this one always gets my heart rate up a bit.
Oh, here we go. Cypress Creek, the famous little wooden bridge on the old Tele Track. This one here, oh, it's super sketchy, and every year I swear they remove at least one log. Makes it harder every time. Oh, I'm going to stop, I think, and just have a quick look at this because it's looking a bit sketchy. Oh, mate.
Ooh,
Look at this, eh?
that's a decent drop, isn't it?
That is a fair old drop. You get a tyre wrong on here. Oh,
Yep.
Look at that. Look at that. Even get your foot wrong and you're going to go. Look at this. That's straight down the hole.
Yeah. Wow.
I nearly lost the
I was
plug.
going to put your tyre there, but I don't think I will.
This is very, very sketchy. That's really deceiving. Don't put your tyre there. Cypress Creek. This is sketchy. It's a bit sketchy. I don't know how Ruben's going to go coming through
Yep, that's
here.
sweet, mate. Beautiful. Oh, she's a white girl.
Yes. Oh, that doesn't feel good at all. Yeah.
Front tyres are off now.
Oh, just get off in a hurry. That's not fun. Yes.
Ooh. Hundreds of cars cross this bridge every year, but it's still scary.
Yeah, rightio, mate. Come through.
The Little Lux is so narrow that this bridge is like a highway for it, but the next vehicle is going to make it look like a couple of matchsticks.
Wow, this is sketchy.
Just slow, a little bit that way. Whoa. Little tiny bit, mate.
Oh, there's millimetres in that.
Yep, on that. Just straighten her up.
Oh, nailed it.
Oh, that's sketchy.
Yes.
How did that feel, mate?
Oh, I got the butterflies going a bit. Just imagine if one of those logs spread apart and down I went. There's not going to be a lot in it, especially with the trailer on the back.
Just little movements. Yep.
All slow.
Nice and slow, mate. Stop. Nah, you're all right. Come on, mate. Come on. You gotta be careful, though. No. Bit of rear locker. There he is.
Down we go, just like that.
Next up, look at the two deepest river crossings of the Old Telly. So we're pulling up for a bit of lunch and a final vehicle check over.
What's the go, mate? Jocko's borrowing a few tools, is he?
Yeah, mate.
That's a go. Look, this 200, mate, is an absolute beast. You know, you've driven around half the track now, and it just eats everything in its stride. You got to say, it's a perfect vehicle for Cape York.
Oh, it's beautiful. Like, just traction to the ground and it carries all the weight extremely well.
Mate, that's going to be one of the big reasons why people chop 200 is to get that extra weight carrying capacity.
Yeah, like you turn a beautiful wagon into a really capable dual cab ute, you know. It spreads the weight evenly across the vehicle. It gives you an extra load carrying capacity. You know, this one's at 4495, so it weighs in roughly about 3.5 tonne, and now I can still put a tonne of gear in the back.
So you can fit an extra tonne on top of what this one's already got on it.
Yeah.
That's because I think a lot of people don't realise is like a 200 stock standard, once you put a couple of passengers in it and load it up with a bit of camping gear, that thing's probably nearly illegal. It's over GVM. And you've got to do something about that, don't you?
Yeah, that's right. And we can help people out with that as well with their wagons. So we turn wagons from the standard carrying capacity up to a GVM of 4495 as well.
I love the dual cab though, because you've basically got a huge blank canvas where you can turn it into the ultimate touring weapon. And obviously it's a perfect tow vehicle as well. There's not many vehicles that could match a dual cab 200, I reckon.
No, I think they're one of the best on the market. They're just a beautiful, beautiful machine.
Well, mate, I've got to say, it's a very impressive vehicle. It is at home on these Cape York tracks. I suggest though, do a bit of a stock take on your tools, make sure Jocko hasn't chucked any in the pony, and I reckon we'll get packed up and then hit the tracks.
Sounds great.
This sketchy looking run of water is Logan's Creek. There's a few lines to get across, but the best option is actually right down the length of it.
This creek is one of the most significant, I reckon, water crossings on the Tele Track, and it doesn't get a lot of media or it doesn't get a lot of hype about it. It's called Logan's Creek. It's the main one before you're going to get to Nolan's, and I'm going to stop up and have a walk at this one because if my experience has taught me anything, this one is really deep and goes for quite some distance. Yep, doesn't look any shallower today. Well, this crossing here, mate, very notorious every time I come to Cape York. It's one of those ones I think that catches you out.
Yeah, you don't think it's that deep and you get in, you're like, oh no, down I go.
Really quite deep, and it's got a bit of a dog leg. It changes every year, so plan of attack is to walk it. And when I say walk it, Bailey, if you just want to keep going that way, mate, and just let me know what happens around that corner. That's where it really gets deep. It's always important to walk water crossings first. Now, crocs in Cape York, a big threat. Now, obviously I'm not going to walk in, that'd be silly. That'd be absolutely silly. But we're going to send Bailey and just make sure everything's okay.
This is usually my job too, so this is great.
If you see any big lizards, mate.
What's that on your left there?
He's out.
All jokes aside, I'd never attempt a water crossing I haven't walked first. That check of the water is important not just for your vehicle, but also for your own safety.
All right, here we go. This is probably going to be the deepest water crossing I've ever done in a Dirty 30 Mark II. So it's going to be a bit of a doozy. I'm a little bit, not stressed, but I don't want this to go wrong because it won't take long before a vehicle's flooded in a creek like this. Righto, let's give this a go, eh? Oh, she's deep. Like a boat. Look at it go. This water dead set halfway up my door. Sounds like a boat too. How good is that? Yes. Now I'll probably wait just here for Jocko, just in case he gets stuck.
Righto, here goes the pony, she's going for a swim. Got my seatbelt off. Oh, that's deep. Oh, there's water coming in. There is water coming in. There's so much water in here.
HiLux life, eh? How good's that? You don't even need to get out of your vehicle for a swim.
At least I've got clean floors now.
Well, I've just watched the boys go through there. That is pretty deep. This will be the deepest water crossing I've ever done. Holy, whoa, holy moly.
There we go.
What a weapon. I'm not going to lie, I'd love to drive one of these rigs.
Man, that's so cool.
You reckon they got water in the cab like me?
Not a drop.
Okay, time for the camper. Take it away, Bailey.
All right, we're going to head on in. We're going to put a bit of rear locker on. This is certainly going to test the camper's seals. That's a lot of water. That is a lot of water.
Kaido's in next, and hopefully that front diff engages properly, or he's going to be in a world of trouble. Thankfully, this time, it looks like it's working.
This one will be interesting. First time we've been across this one. A little bit deep.
Well, we've all made it through Logan's crossings A-OK, and that just leaves one crossing before us and the barge. And this one is the most infamous of the track.
Hey Jocko, you know what river crossing's coming up next, mate?
Mate, mighty Nolans. I'm excited and a little bit nervous considering how much water came into the pony on that last crossing.
Without a doubt, mate, I reckon like 60, 70 vehicles get written off, like, you know, cannot be repaired every single year just from Nolan's. One crossing. It's pretty crazy, eh? It probably makes it the most treacherous water crossing in Australia.
Looking at this idyllic looking creek, it's hard to imagine the amount of chaos it causes to vehicles every single year, but this short stretch of water gets its reputation for a very good reason.
How goes this, mate? Nolan,
Oh,
eh?
look at that, straight away.
Yeah, it drops
in that wheel rut. It's not even the depth that gets you, it's how soft it is in the bottom here. It's a fine, silty sand. Like in other years, we couldn't drive this line because it was way too deep. It's deeper up there. Look how deep that is.
Yep. I am going to get so much water in the pony, I think, mate.
I think the plan of attack is nice and slow through Nolan's because it's got a real sandy, silty bottom.
Yep.
You just want to let
Yeah.
let those wheels do what they're supposed to do. You start spinning them too much, you'll get stuck. If you go in too hard, you get a chance of maybe flexing that fan into the radiator or something. Well, this is going to be a big challenge, mate. I'm not going to lie to you.
I'm quietly confident.
Do you want to go first?
No.
Just checking the bottom here. This is what catches nearly everyone out in Nolan's. It's this bottom here. If you can see, it's just a really coarse sand. So what happens, people go in, they spin the tyres a lot. They don't even let their tyres down. They actually get stuck, bogged in the sand like you would at the beach. Problem is, you're quite underwater, your car's going to fill up. It's going to probably ruin your Cape York trip. So my advice is let your tyres down and actually tackle it really slow and steady. So I've got my tyres down around that sort of 20 PSI. On a really deep year or a really bad year, I'll probably go down as low as about 12 to try and drive through here. All right, here we go. Nolan's crossing in the 30. This is pretty cool. I'm pretty excited / very nervous. Whoa, that is very slippery on the way out. Holy heck. Very soft. I reckon the boys are going to have their work cut out, I reckon.
Mate, towards the end, she started to slow down a bit.
I thought I was going to get stuck.
Yeah.
I had foot just buried, and then I saw like sand and silt coming up on that side, and it just started bogging down and just clawed its way through. I reckon if I didn't have those tyres down that extra PSI, game over.
Maybe stick around with a recovery strap.
I'm not going to go too far, mate, because that's pretty challenging. It's not that deep, but far out it's soft on that bottom.
Right, well, let's bring the pony through.
Good luck, mate. Good luck.
Sean's just setting the winch up. He doesn't have rear recovery points on the 30 yet. Obviously, the fastest recovery would be to just do a snatch pull straight out, but we're going to use the rumba this time. So he's got it all set up and should be good to go. I'm quietly confident. I hope the pony goes all right. Righto, pony. Time to get your feet wet. Oh, that's deep. Little beauty, how good is that? Walk through, happy days.
What a little rig.
All right, I just about to drop into this big hole. Hopefully she'll get through, no worries. I mean, we've got a whole lot of car here. Righto, here goes.
The big 200 is almost long enough to straddle the entire creek, and as expected, it's absolutely nailed it.
Lining up for Nolan's. One of the deepest river crossings I've probably ever done. Alright, in we go. Nice and steady on the in.
Nice one, mate. That trailer has just eaten up the old telly. Nolan's is really not the place where you want to be stuck in two-wheel drive, so hopefully Kaido's HiLux is going to behave here.
Alright, Nolan's, here we go. Ease in.
This is bad. It looks like the diff is not engaging, and now the back tyres are buried in the sand.
Whoa, what the hell happened there? I think the front diff's gone. Holy. Yeah, go. Oh, there's water coming in.
We've prepped for this possibility though, and we've got him hooked up to the runver as quickly as possible. You can see right here how quickly Nolan's can claim a vehicle. The last challenge of the telly can end in absolute disaster and a massive towing bill. Fortunately for Kaido, today he's gotten away with just a bit of water in the Luxie. Alright, last car on the last challenge of the old telly. Send it home, Jeremy.
go. You should have done that photo.
Yeah, why didn't you do that?
With that, the Tele Track is nearly done and dusted. We've got one more item to tick off on this trip.
Jocko, how is that, mate? Nolan's done, the Tele is basically done. Must be feeling pretty good to take a budget truck up through here.
I'll tell you what, mate, I've had a smile on my face driving this little rig pretty much the whole way. It's such a fun vehicle to drive, and it just proves you don't need to spend a lot of money on a vehicle to get it to do a track like the Tele, one of the most iconic tracks in the country. How good, eh?
Absolutely, mate. What do you reckon? It's set you back about $6,000?
I'd say about that, mate. I mean, when we built it originally in your shed, it was, I think we had a $5,000 budget and probably spent about another $1,000, put a second-hand snorkel and stuff like that, just some maintenance, and obviously that Super Tourer canopy as well, mate. But no, I reckon she's done really well for what she's got.
In that case, Ruben, you got a copy?
Yeah, sure.
To take the big Chop 200, one of the bigger vehicles you'll ever take on a track like that, what's the most memorable moment for you, mate?
The creek crossings have been just fantastic, and what an experience. But I have to say, crossing Nolan's there, that iconic big deep water hole, has to be right up there with my favourite for the trip there, Sean.
And what about Team Maverick? To take a camper trailer on this track, this is one of the most iconic and tougher tracks you'll find in the country. Take a camper trailer, mate. I'll tell you what, it takes a big set of balls to do that.
Yeah, mate, that's for sure.
Mate, you can come anytime. Getting breakfasts like that this morning, mate. What about Kaido? How did you go, mate?
Yeah, mate, look, to be honest, still a bit red in the face, and it's not sunburn after Nolan's, but, you know, all the boys got in there real quick, got me out.
And mate, and look on the plus side, you got to wash your carpets for free. You know, that can cost you big bucks in the city. And Jeremy up the back, mate, you've kept the convoy in line this whole time. How did you enjoy your trip?
Yeah, it's been an awesome trip, and I'd love to bring the family up here one day.
Mate, it's a great spot for that. I guarantee you'll be back. And that HiLux of yours, mate, took everything in its stride, and you did some bloody good drives as well.
Yeah, it's been a good rig. It's gone a lot of places, and it's never let us down.
Well, fellas, we're not done just yet. We're going to get out of the Tele Track, jump on the PDR, cross the Jardine, and then hopefully by the end of today, mate, we'll all be able to tick off something very big in the four-wheel drive bucket list. That is getting your photo at the tip of Australia.
Back on the Peninsula Development Road, the PDR, we're soon at the Jardine Ferry, virtually the only way to make it up to the tip of Australia. And just in time to catch the last light of the day, we've made it to Paradise, the final headland leading us to the most northern point on Australian mainland.
Righto, fellas, we made it.
Mate, how unreal is this
well
place, eh?
done, fellas. That's, you know, it's a big feat to come here. I reckon every Aussie needs to come over here, get their photo taken with this sign now. For me, it's number 9. I've been up here 9 times. I can't wait for number 10. I'll tell you what, big party's going to happen. I'm going to drive a 30 right here. I'm going to do it.
I don't know if she'll make it, mate. That said, though, she did pretty bloody well for her first tough trip to Cape York.
First trip. As soon as we got the green light to travel north, off we went, straight to Cape York. Bramwell, straight up to the tip via the Old Tele Track, one of the most iconic tracks in Australia. Make sure you do yourself a favour and get yourself up here with your family, with your mates. Who cares? Just get yourself to Cape York, get a photo at the tip and try the Old Tele Track. Spend a few weeks up here. Holy heck, we'll be back, that's for sure. And we'll definitely see you next time.
4Drive 24/7. Also, maybe number 10, you'll actually catch a fish, hey?
Oh, far out. I knew to ring that up.
We hope you've enjoyed our Cape York adventure, but don't go anywhere because coming up next, we've got the 4Drive outtakes. First though, let's look at some of the gear we use to get us further out in the bush.
Well, now's the part of the show we go through some of the gear we use to make this Cape York adventure possible. Now, mate, I'm going to start with Terraloom lights. Now, I've of course been running the Terraloom spotties in all my rigs, but they don't just make these spotties. Now, these spotties here are the icons, they're 9-inch driving lights. They're really, really bright. I don't have a light bar because I don't need one, it's quite frank. You're running the same ones as me, mate.
Definitely.
Super bright. Yep. You come up here at Cape York, you do a little bit of night driving, which we've had to do even last night to get back from the tip.
Here,
those Terralooms just light up the way, makes it so easy to drive. You'll also notice that the headlights I run on the Dirty 30 here are a special little 7-inch light. Now they fit all, like GQs, anything with a round headlight, Jeeps, of course the Dirty 30 here, they are an LED ADR approved headlight.
And they're Terralume as well, are they?
Terralume as
cool.
well, mate, super bright as well. I just can't believe, if you've driven an old cruiser before, you'll know how dull those lights are. These just change the gear. And they also make, of course, camp lights, and I've got Terralume camp lights in the back there. Good bit of kit.
Yeah, definitely. Well, as you know, the Luxie is a little bit of an older rig, so I put it in order with spares box before I came up here for a whole bunch of spare parts I knew I'd need. So belts, hoses, filters, a big one as well. Driving behind the 30, got a fair bit of dust in.
Yep.
Got it all in the back and used a couple of them already, particularly a new air filter and things like that. So
that's one of those things, when you come to Cape York, you really need an extensive list of spare parts. It's best to
time.
order those before you leave. Don't wait till you get up here, because you'll be waiting a few days for those parts to be shipped, not to mention it's going to be a lot more expensive.
Big time.
So make the call, get on the spares box, order it online, very easy to do before you go. And if you don't even know what spares you need, which is fine, call the experts at Spares Box and they'll guide you through it.
Yeah, definitely.
Absolutely. Now, one last product, mate, that I want to go through is the Runva winch. Now, this is the first time I've actually used the Runva winch in anger on the Dirty 30. And I've got to say, Kaido, when he was stuck in Nolan's, mate, it was so fast. The guys that were actually watching from the side commented on how fast. I couldn't believe that we just shot into gear so quick to be able to get that winch rope hooked up, get him out of the water, and of course cause less damage. Now the Runva, of course the free spool works really well on the Runva.
Yeah, it does. I noticed that.
That's one of the big things, you know. You pull that like you're walking with it. It's very easy. And of course it's a fast winch as well. Well, mate, there's some great gear that you must have for any adventure, but especially a Cape York one like we've just done.
Definitely.
Now, the good news is we're at Loyalty Beach now. We're not done with Cape York just yet, so stay tuned to the Full Drive 24/7 channel, because we're going to see a lot more really cool adventures coming up. But for now, make sure you like, subscribe, and thank you again for watching the greatest four-wheel drive show on the planet. Some would say it's the perfect combination of just a well-built vehicle, good looks, and boyish charm.
And max cowardice.
Mate, how deep is that one?
Yeah, that's a good little warm-up for Nolan.
Oh, come on, mate.
Righto, let's give it a go,
Let's go. Imagine 3 of those in this sacker.
Job's on. Yep.
Back in 1927, there was a man of the name Gunshot. Now, it's got nothing to do with it. Oh, you! Really hard to get up here, actually.
I'll race you.
Yeah. You need to run up. Just lock your thongs and give it everything. Have you had eggs before, mate?
Oh, they're sick.
Oh, they're so good, aren't they?
Yeah.
Love eggs. Well, boys, big day at the track, so... Right, good. I can't talk with that in my mouth. I'm going to have to leave that for later.
I can't stop. Nothing's even funny.
Well, boys, I reckon these logs burn down and get a...
Are these just to take? It's like...
I'm scared.
I'm left-handed.
Are you?
Yeah.
That's a disability, isn't it?
No! Chicken, cheese, chicken, sauce, bacon, cheese, chicken,
Yum,
yum,
yum.
yum, 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 yum.
Well, could you only be so lucky?